Hello, hi guys. How are you? I hope everybody will be fine. So today we are going to learn about React.js. What is React.js? Why we are using it? In market there are a lot of other frameworks are there. Still, why will go for React.js? Okay. Next we'll cover the agenda of React, the topics which we are going to cover in this series. So we'll go through that. No need to be worried. We will cover basic to advanced each topics one by one in this series. After this, we'll do some exercise, like some small project we'll do, which will give more better understanding on React.js. At the end, we'll do some interview question asked by the interview. Okay.
So, what is React? React is a popular JavaScript library for building user interface or the UI. It's primarily maintained and developed by Facebook. Mainly, it's widely used for web development for creating dynamic and responsive UI. So, why React.js? When there are a lot of options are there in market to build web application, why we'll go for React? Okay, these are the reasons why we choose React instead of others. First of all, the first one is declarative and component based approach. So, what is declarative? Declarative is nothing but developer describe how the UI should look like based on the application state. Okay, so next the component based approach. It's the UI is broken down into a usable components like whenever we'll have header, footer. These are the components. We can create multiple components like for header one component, for footer one component, for one button one component, and this component we can reuse somewhere else whenever we need different header. This header we need in different place, so we don't have to write multiple times. So this is one reason. Second thing will be virtual DOM. Okay, a React uses virtual DOM to render the view. So virtual DOM, the name suggests itself like it's a lightweight representation of the real DOM. When you create a React component and update its states or props, React doesn't update or manipulate the real DOM. So some of you guys might not aware about state and props. So I'll explain it later. In later series, I will explain it what is state and props. Everything I will explain. But for now, just remember it's like a variable. Okay. Instead, it update the virtual DOM, creating a new virtual DOM tree. Okay. So it doesn't update the real DOM directly. First, it will update the virtual DOM. React then compare new virtual DOM with the previous virtual DOM. Whenever there will be any changes, like any prop where state get changes, so the virtual DOM, it will create a virtual DOM tree. So it will compare the previous virtual DOM tree with the current virtual DOM tree. So the difference is known as diffing or reconciliation. Just remember that, because most of the times interviewer asks this question, what is diffing or reconciliation? Okay. So once React identify the differences, React calculate the minimal set of changes needed to update the real DOM to match the new virtual DOM. This process is more efficient than directly updating the real DOM for every change. Okay. That's why we use virtual DOM in React.js. Next thing will be JSX. JSX stands for JavaScript extension. Sometimes it's called as JavaScript XML as well. So what is JSX? JSX is nothing but like in same page we can write JavaScript and HTML both. Like you have seen previously, we can't write in same page, but in React we can write HTML and JavaScript in same code, which will give makes our code more concise and expressive. Okay. So now we'll discuss about the agenda. What are the topics we are going to cover in this series? We have already covered what is React.js, why we will prefer React.js. So that one we have covered. Next thing, React.js environment setup. We'll do the environment setup. Next thing will be overview of JSX. Next, real-time application using React.js. overview of components, how we can create components, we can reuse of that component, state and props, both the things we'll explain. Next, React component lifecycle method. So in class component, how we are using lifecycle method, and React hooks. So in functional component, how we are using hooks. We can see the example like by creating forms and user input. Next, we can see how communication between the components, how the components are communicating. Next, we'll see what is context API. Next, we'll see how to set up a basic webpack, React, and Bevel environment. Next, we'll see what is higher order components, React routers. We'll see how the routing works in React. Next, we'll see React with Redux. We'll do some projects in Redux as well, in React as well, both. And next, we'll have question answer session where we'll have I'll give some interview question. What are the questions asked by the interviewer? So yeah, we'll discuss these things in our series.